Hello Australia, welcome to episode 558. Thanks to Scoot Airlines. Get out of here. Let me tell you who's on the show and what's going down today. We are giving away games like this one, Pop the Pig, nothing to do with me, funny enough. And also this one here called Gooey and Louie, and Gooey Louie actually. Thank you, Cameron. He looked at me and he said, you said it wrong last time. And heaps more, thanks to Crane and Andrews, we're giving those away. Later on, talking about Cameron, he's going to be here. He's going to be talking movies. Heaps of the new movies. Thanks, Cam. He's here very soon. Later, Demelza Leonard comes in to talk music. She's got some great news for me about ABBA. We're talking to Brendan Murdson about TV. Rachel Seawood is here, Senator Rachel Seawood from the Australian Greens, to talk about the election that's boring us to death. And later on, we do some cooking, which will feed us, and we will pop the pig with the cooking as well. That's a big show, big couch. Thanks to Scoot. Stay with us. It's coming up now, 558 here.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can see it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. Oh, oh, oh.
Isabel Green is performing our opening song today. It's called Grenade by Bruno Mars. Yes. Here it is for you. She opens the show.
Easy go, that's just how you live. Oh, take it all, but you never give. Should've known you were trouble from the first kiss. Had your eyes wide open, why were they open? Gave you all I had and you tossed it in the trash. Tossed it in the trash, you did. To give me all your love is all I ever ask, guys. What you don't understand is I'd catch a grenade for you. I'd throw my hand on a blade for you. I'd jump in front of a train for you. You know I'd do anything for you. I will go through all this pain, take a bullet straight through my brain. Yes, I would die for you, baby, but you won't do the same. No, 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 no. Black and blue. Beat me till I'm numb. Tell the devil I said, hey, when you get back to where you're from. Mad woman, bad woman, that's just what you are. Then you'll smile in my face and rip the brakes out my car. Gave you all I had and you tossed it in the trash. Tossed it in the trash, yes you did. To give me all your love is all I ever ask, guys. What you don't understand is I'd catch a grenade for you. I'd throw my hand on a blade for you. I'd jump in front of a train for you. You know I'd do anything for you. See, I would go through all this pain, take a bullet straight through my brain. Yes, I would die for you, baby, but you won't do the same. And if my body was on fire, you watch it burn down in flames. You said you love me, you're a liar, 'cause you never, ever did, baby.
Well done. Thank you very much, Isabel Green, for a wonderful opener there. And she'll be back at the end of the show to sing another song. Someone that's here already with us to talk movies, Cameron Lynch, welcome back.
That is me. Hello, yes, and
Nice to have
pleasure
you
to be
back.
here. Thank you very much. And yes, talking movies once again today. You went and saw a movie recently, didn't
I
you?
went and saw Conjuring. And you went and
Conjuring
saw-
2,
yeah,
yes,
The Conjuring
yes.
2. I must say, I didn't find it very scary, but it was good. I don't think it was a bad movie. Did you like it?
Again, these movies generally, I think any of these sort of Blumhouse production movies are pretty much all the same, like Sinister and things like that as well.
Paranormal Activity
Yeah.
after the fifth, 500th, if it, you know. It's
I'm
the
kind of just, you go in pretty much knowing what to expect, but I'm kind of just like, with Paranormal Activity 1 and 2, there were some sort of unique scares they did with the sort of found footage thing. So I'm kind of just going to these movies waiting for those moments. But story-wise, it's like,
They're getting predictable, aren't they?
Yeah, it's fun. It's a popcorn movie. You know, don't go in expecting to have your mind blown about how amazing and genre-busting it is, but expect a good time anyway. So
Fair
yes. A good time may or may not be had with our first movie called Mr. Right. This stars Sam Rockwell, who I adore, and Anna Kendrick. Essentially what happens is Sam Rockwell is a hitman. He falls in love with Anna Kendrick under weird, extenuating circumstances. She's been a bit unlucky in love and finds out that she's actually in love with a hitman. Then he becomes this weird reverse hitman. And
Becomes Mr. Right, does he?
Well, that's kind of the idea, I think, of the film. But he ends up killing the people who hire him, which is odd. It's only rating about
That's
30.
sort of like Kevin Rudd and Julia Gillard. Just sort of kill the people.
I
What a
thought
great
we were
political
talking.
thriller.
I thought we were not pushing politics
No,
onto
no,
my
I'm
movie
just sort of
reviews this time,
think the
Fred.
two.
Thank you very much. But anyway, I'm trying not to bore the audience already. So, but essentially, this isn't scoring well on Rotten Tomatoes. It's saying it's only about 37%.
Oh, that's not good.
But people are saying Kendrick and Rockwell are doing really well. They've got really good chemistry. I love Rockwell. I think he's fabulous in a role like this. So yeah, take it on its merits. It's a fun action film. Let's have a look at Mr. Right.
Hey, what's up? My girlfriend just sent me the sexiest photo.
Was I cheating on you? Maybe.
I don't know how this keeps happening. Do I just suck?
You're just a work in progress, babe.
No! No!
That's a lot of condoms.
What?
Hey, you want to get out of here?
Just go on a date?
Well, what else are you doing today?
Fighting the urge to run away from you? What do you do?
I travel and I kill people.
You funny.
He seemed like a sexy Rain Man or something.
Yeah, I think I'm in love with him. Is that stupid?
Yes. Hard yes.
Wow, you look great.
Excuse me, waiter. Can I?
Are you upset? Because I killed that guy?
He's one of the world's most notorious professional killers. He dances in a storm of bullets and chaos, and he dances out.
Not once did I ever lie to you.
I mean, I did think you were joking, in fairness. You show up and you're like the greatest, and then you kill people.
I love you. I want to do this.
Okay, whatever.
Is it bad?
You look handsome.
You got a knack for this.
I can't catch a knife!
Sure you can.
When he gets here, you better hope you're long gone, because he's going to kill you. And if he doesn't, I will.
Not the right movie, I think, Cameron.
No, it's potentially not. Again, based on its merits, if you like Rockwell, go see it. Otherwise, maybe steer clear. But it is out in cinemas now. So
You
can
into a
check
bit
it
of
out.
Warcraft?
Am I into a bit of Warcraft? Asked Freddie. Am I exuding my inner nerd?
I actually like
yes.
it because it reminds me a little bit of Star Trek, but a little bit futuristic. I like these sort of movies.
Okay.
We haven't seen a good one like this for a while, apart from X-Men and that really horrible one that I didn't like with the Avengers or whatever it was called.
Okay.
Anyway,
You're mashing a lot of genres into one there. So, but
I like
again,
space.
Synonymous with the nerd lexicon, Warcraft has been around in the hearts and minds and basements of nerds everywhere, and they've been playing it to death. At the moment, it currently stands at 12 million users for the actual software of
wow.
the game itself, and that's pretty much a very important stat that I want to bring up on this film. This film's pretty much excusable. Like if you're actually into movies or want to see a good film, don't bother seeing this. This film is actually based for Warcraft fans, and it's a very smart move because this film, and I've got some statistics here, actually directed by Duncan Jones, who directed the very, very awesome Moon, who also stars Mr. Sam Rockwell.
Shall we give the movie, we'll go back to talking about Pop the Pig?
No, but just
Okay.
very interesting. This is actually released 6 days ago in China first.
Oh, really?
And then released 4 days after that in the US. So based on those statistics alone, so it's only been out for 10 days at the time of this recording. Budget was 160 million. It's actually already made $290 million just in China alone and
Looks
the US.
good, though.
So
But
there
you
will
don't
be a
reckon?
sequel, mark my words. It's not getting a good rating, 29% on Rotten Tomatoes. But if you are a fan of Warcraft or massive fantasy epics, go nuts, have fun. This is Warcraft. Let's have a look.
Let's go. Where no man is gone.
For years, our world has been at peace. But something is coming. I can feel it. Dark forces are upon us.
Find these beasts, or whatever they are.
Our world is dying. There is nothing to go back to. If our people are to survive, we must make a home here. Whatever happens.
Whatever happens. If we do not unite, our world will perish.
This doesn't need to happen. There is one who may help us.
For orcs, there is no other life but war. No, but with the humans' help, there could be.
Why are you here?
To save our people.
Can we trust him?
They're beasts. They should all be destroyed.
Are you sure about that? We'll protect the kingdom. You and I.
You'd side with the humans against your own kind.
This is suicide.
We have no choice. We should attack with full force.
Whatever you plan to do, do it now!
You don't reckon that's going to do very well?
No, it already has done amazingly well. World of Warcraft is out in cinemas now, so see it if you like the action sequences and etc. Now, some other animation treats for us, but more on the family appeal is Finding Dory, the long-awaited sequel to Finding Nemo. Essentially, Dory, played by Ellen DeGeneres, or voiced by Ellen DeGeneres, is, I don't want to ruin it too much because the plot is as it is.
And it's not just for kids as well. They're making their storylines suit adults.
Absolutely.
So that adults love it more than the
Well,
kids.
ever since I think the first animated film to really utilize this was Shrek, and they basically do these dual level sort of dialogue and things. So because they understand that adults have to go along to see the animated features too. So why not write a little bit of stuff that's going to be in there and go above the kids' head? I'm getting the wrap up already.
Yeah,
Let's
I
just chill.
know.
Why? It's Finding Dory. It's in cinemas now. Let's go see it.
Today's the day! Our field trip to the Stingray Migration.
Stingray migration.
Migration is about going home, which is where you're from.
How do the stingrays all know where to go?
Instinct, something deep inside you that feels so familiar that you have to listen to it.
My mom, my dad, I have a family.
We will never forget you, Dory.
What if I forget you?
I miss them. Do you know what that feels like?
Yes.
Then we better get going.
Totally sick! Isn't it great? No! I'm gonna be totally sick!
Can you help me?
Sorry, not a great swimmer.
I think you swim beautifully.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wait, Dory?
Yes?
Dory?
Yes.
You and I were friends.
No.
It was so much fun because I'd tell you a story and then you'd completely forget about it, and then I'd get to tell it to you over and over again.
I'm looking for my family.
Are you crazy? It's too dangerous! Hands!
Hands? Mommy?
Holy Neptune!
That is definitely not Mommy! I'm sorry, I gotta blink. How do you hold your eyes open that long? What's happening? Hello? Hello?
Hey, you!
Hi, can you help me? Not good.
There you go.
Good stuff, Finding Dory. Certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, 94% in cinemas now. Check it out at your leisure. Getting the wrap up, next movie is called Me Before You. It's boring. Let's have a look.
We've tried the chicken factory.
I'm still having nightmares about those giblets.
We've tried beautician.
Turns out hot wax is not my friend.
I'm running out of options for you here, Louisa.
Please, I'll take anything.
And this is new care and companionship for a disabled man.
Do you have any experience of caregiving?
I've never done it, but I'm sure I could learn.
Then let's go meet Will. Will, this is Louisa Clark. Nathan will talk you through Will's routines and equipment.
You don't have to talk across me, Mother. My brain isn't paralyzed. Yet.
Good morning. Oh, he hates me. Every time I speak, he looks at me like I'm stupid.
To be fair, you are pretty stupid.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that yet.
Interesting choice of footwear.
What do you mean by that?
They can't be from around here.
Why not?
This is the kind of place people come to when they got tired of actually living.
I'm happy here.
Well, you shouldn't be. You only get one life. It's actually your duty to live it as fully as possible. No, stay. Tell me something good.
When I was little, my favourite outfit was my bumblebee tights.
Bumblebee tights.
Black and yellow stripes.
Oh, dear God.
Didn't you ever love anything that much?
Yes.
Loving can hurt.
Please don't tell me you shaved off my eyebrows.
Neither one.
Can I take you somewhere?
You are so going on a date with Will Trainer.
It's too booby.
Get the red dress out.
We keep this love.
I don't want to go in yet. I just want to be a man who's been to a concert with a girl in a red dress. A few minutes more.
Loving can heal.
I promised my parents 6 months, and that's what I've given them.
But that was before me.
I want him to live, but only if he wants to live.
I can't just let this happen.
You can't change who people are.
I mean, what can you do?
You love them.
And if you hurt me,
I don't want you to miss all of the things that someone else could give you.
inside these pages,
I can make you happy. I have become a whole new person because of you.
Do you know something, Clark? You are pretty much the only thing that makes me want to get up in the morning.
Wait for me to come home.
You before me.
Yeah, if you want to see a movie like that, go see The Untouchables, fabulous French film, or The Diving Bell and the Butterfly, also amazing. But that's in cinemas now if you want to nap.
Or you can play Pop the Pig if
Or
you're
you
that
can play
bored.
Pop the Pig, yes, absolutely.
New on Crown and Andrews.
I would definitely rather play
Can we
that.
have a look at the top 5 movies for this week, please?
I'd say let's.
Let's have a look, and they are, as they go, 5.
Number 5, The Nice Guys.
4.
X-Men Apocalypse.
Number 3.
Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Number 2.
Money Monster.
And number 1.
Now You See Me 2. That might actually have an ending this time. I haven't seen it yet. But
Well
yes.
done, Cameron. Thanks for telling us which is good, which is not to
My
watch.
pleasure.
And don't forget, with that Finding Dory, please don't go out and ask for those fish at the shops, because apparently they'll die if you take them, and they don't want them out of the ocean because they're only in limited supply. So please don't let the kids rule you.
And they don't talk. It's a
They don't.
cartoon.
Instead, go for
Pop the Pig.
Pop the Pig.
Yes.
New on Crown and Andrews.
Crown and Andrews.
We'll be back
absolutely.
with more of The Couch right after this. Thanks, Cameron. We've got Brendan Murdson and Demel Zelena talking music and TV right after this on The Couch. Thanks to Scoot. Welcome back to The Couch. Thanks to Scoot on Aurora Foxtel. Hope you're enjoying the program. Next up, we're going to talk TV and music. We've got Brendan Murdson. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello, nice to have you here. And also to Demel Zelena.
Hello.
Thank you very much. Mum-to-be soon.
Mum to be.
And you're looking
still
beautiful.
a few months away, but
Looking wonderful. Thank you very much
you.
for coming in. Brendan, I've got a list here of things that you want to talk about today about TV. There's been a lot happening.
Yeah, there's some news with Australian biopic dramas as well.
What are biopic dramas?
Like, you know how we've had in the last year In Excess and Molly Meldrum and Princess Mary, Kerry Packer,
yes,
Ivan
I like
Milat, like all those miniseries based on real people. Like
I
real
did. I
Australian
actually
people.
watched. I watched the Molly Meldrum one. I thought that was excellent. And they've had there it is there. And Peter Allen as well.
Yeah,
that
Peter
kid's
Allen
done
too.
really, really well. It's amazing. There's a growth of this. We're starting to again value the people that are legends. I hope they do one on Bert Newton actually.
Well, they've actually announced, Channel 9 and Channel 7 have both announced that they're doing biopics on Olivia Newton-John and on Paul Hogan.
Paul Hogan, I think, will be good. I don't know about Olivia. I love Olivia Newton-John, but I don't know if she's quite ready for a biopic. She doesn't even live here anymore. But I thought Paul Hogan because he's always Hogs.
Yeah, well, the rumour is that Delta Goodrem is going to be playing Olivia Newton-John, and that Josh Lawson is
Because I was
playing.
born to try. Anyway.
She does look like her a little bit, maybe in her earlier
In her
years.
dreams, yeah.
So,
do you really think that Delta Goodrem can actually look like Olivia Newton-John? Well, wow,
Yeah.
they do look like. I do agree with you. Thanks.
Look.
Yeah, they do. All right. And you know what? If you pay them enough money, they can look like anyone, I reckon, with the makeup.
the
and
makeup
hair.
jobs. Yeah, well, Olivia is actually, well, the rumour is that she sent a cease and desist letter to the production, so she's not too happy about it going ahead by the looks of things.
It's funny because we've got a lady here in Perth that's been trying to get a show up and running for the last 5 years and it keeps failing. It's an Olivia Newton-John tribute. And I don't know how she did it either, in case Olivia's watching. But why do you think it is? That maybe she doesn't feel old enough? Or do you know what I always think about these bio things? The minute they do a show about you, people expect you to pass away a few years later.
You have to be at death's door for it to rate. Yeah.
Anyway, it's just my view.
Anyway, so they're meant to be coming later this year, early next year. There's another one about Peter Brock that's coming as well, the race car driver.
Oh yeah, see, a lot of people that love the cars will love that because I'm not in.
Yeah, Matt Leneves is playing him, and he was on Offspring as Patrick. Okay. So speaking of Offspring is coming back as well, and so is Love Child.
How did you know? Have you not seen the recap commercials that go longer than the TV series? It's like they're recapping it, everything that happened in the last 10 years of Offspring. There it is there, funny enough. And I do love, that's Channel 9.
Love Child.
Love Child.
Yeah.
There's the lady from the Amy ad. Wonderful, wonderful. She was better as Rhonda, I think. I really liked her as Rhonda. I'm surprised she doesn't need to do that anymore. Patrick there, of course, she's really popular. This that actress there, the Aboriginal
Miranda
actress.
Tapsell, yeah.
I have watched her
She's
in
lovely.
Clever Man and in Secret City. She's doing everything. After winning that Logie, she's in hot stuff. And I think it's wonderful for Indigenous actors, Australian actors. It's so good that the industry has finally put them all together and said we're all great actors.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
well done. I can't wait to see an Indigenous character. Oh, actually, Neighbours has done it. They've had an Indigenous guy from Perth play it, but I don't know if Home and Away have.
I'm not sure about Home and
They
Away.
probably won't because it's not as good as Neighbours.
But Love Child comes back Monday nights, and Offspring is going to come back
Can't
soon.
wait.
So.
Do you like both those shows?
Oh, I like Love Child. I haven't seen Offspring, but Ashley Ketty's back in that as well, and she had like 2 years off. She wasn't on there for a couple of years. She did Party Tricks, her other show on Channel 10, so...
Yep, and do you know last week I interviewed Marcus Graham on the couch. He actually went out with Asher.
Oh, really?
Yep.
He was on Home and Away as well?
He did, yeah, and he decided to leave. It wasn't good enough for him. He's waiting for Neighbours to come and offer him a role, but I love Offspring. I'm actually really glad. I know you're going to bring it up later about the ratings. Channel 10 have been doing really well with MasterChef, and finally my shares may go up above 10 cents. But it's nice to see 10 rating better. So whatever they're doing, keep it up and bring Wentworth to Network 10, I think.
They're improving. Why don't they do that?
I don't know. So they had the original series Prisoner, and you would have thought that it would have been a natural thing now that they're owned by 14% by Foxtel. I would have thought 10 would have grabbed it like they have with Gogglebox, but I think the reason I've been told by some people on the inside, Prisoner, there was a little joke there. I've been told it's because Foxtel wants people to keep taking up subscription TV, and they're making back. Foxtel are doing a lot of great television, and it's a case of we don't want to give it to a commercial station because people then won't pay to have Foxtel. So it's like an exclusive thing. It's like Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yeah. Well, that's really big.
Yeah.
Well, another thing that's coming soon, it's going to be on Netflix, is called The Get Down. It's going to be on Netflix at the end of the year. We're looking at a bit of it now. It's the director, creator is Baz Luhrmann, so Australia's own Baz Luhrmann. He's gone to TV for the first time. So this is set in New York City. It's going to be 13 episodes. It's a musical drama. It looks amazing.
It talks about the birth of hip-hop.
Yeah, the birth of hip-hop.
Really?
Yep.
Hip-hop, punk and disco.
Isn't it funny how Netflix stand... And I watched Wolf Creek, the 6-part thing, the other night, and it's amazing how these subscription streaming services are doing original series now where they're actually paying to make, like Wolf Creek, themselves. So you won't see it anywhere else. It's amazing.
So yeah, it's going to be starring all new unknown actors except for Jaden Smith. So that's Will Smith's son. He'll be in it. And yeah, it's going to be on the end of this year.
Now,
Looks really
did
good.
I hear correctly, or is this just a rumour about Will Smith's son wanting to have a sex change or do something like that?
I
Someone
haven't
told
heard
me
about
last
that. I
week.
know he's modelling.
Yeah, he's wanting to change something. No sex, cutting everything off, Tony tells me. Are you telling me you're out of time? Yeah, no, he's saying something like that. So you're
He's
going to have to
modelling like
research
no
it.
gender clothes. So,
That's the word.
he's just, yeah.
Is that just means clothes should be no gender, but
Yeah,
doesn't
so
mean he
anyone
wants to
can
cut
wear it,
everything
anyone
off?
can wear it, yeah.
Well, there you go. Lovely man. Anything else you want to tell me about the ratings, maybe?
So, yep, top 5 ratings of this week,
I like
which are
them
from
this week.
tvtonight.com.au. They are MasterChef, MasterChef at number 5, 4 and 3, all got 1 million. Then House Rules on Sunday got 1.2 million, and The Voice on Sunday got 1.3.
See, the last 2 I don't watch, I would never watch, but the first 3 I don't watch either because I'm sick of cooking shows. But I'm really impressed that MasterChef Australians have liked it again. And I also love the fact that Shark Tank, they follow it now Wednesdays and Thursdays, and they're picking up millions of viewers because of the MasterChef thing. So it's fantastic.
Good to put, shows that they want to watch after MasterChef.
There was one more thing you wanted to touch on.
And also, did you see that Iggy Azalea has been announced as the first judge for the new X Factor on Channel 7 this year, which is
Let's hope
pretty
people
cool.
out there watch it, because I think they're getting sick of these music shows.
I think it's amazing Iggy Azalea is going to be a judge on X Factor.
Is she
She's
really
like so
famous?
current and like a really big star in the US. So
And do you think it's because Channel 7 needs to trump Channel 9 with
The
obviously
Voice.
The Voice? They're trying to get bigger people than Channel 9?
yeah, because The Voice is Jessie J.
Yeah.
Look, congratulations to them. Hopefully the X Factor will do well. Any Australian production is great. Thank you, Brendan.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Now we can sit by and interfere with Demelza's segment. Welcome back, Demelza.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really glad. Demelza's one of these people. I'd love to give her extra time today, because I noticed there's one word on your run. Is it ABBA?
Yes.
Oh,
But
and
you
you
know
know-
what? We'll cover that a little bit later.
One of our camera people here and I are probably the only two people in the whole studio that like ABBA. Do you still like ABBA?
Yeah.
Leroy's saying yes. There you go. So yeah,
So
and Tony
you'll
likes
enjoy what I have coming up.
it. Tell us what you've got.
Well, Rita Ora has had a bit of controversy since December. She's basically now signed with Warner Music. So originally she was signed to Jay-Z's label Rock Nation, and felt that she was being in an orphaned relationship. So basically they were just leaving her to her own devices. She wasn't really getting the backing from her label, and decided, you know what, I want to sever ties. I want to go look elsewhere. Unfortunately, because of that, Jay-Z's label Rock Nation turned around and said, well, we're going to countersue you because your contract still says you have 4 albums to give us. And they've been back and forth in the courts, and they've seemed to have come to an agreement which has not been disclosed. But
It's all about the money.
It's all about the money, and she's just signed now with Warner Music. So it'll be interesting to see whether Warner can give her the support that she's looking for, and to see what happens with her music.
And make up the money she paid in the legal battle.
Probably.
Let's hope so. All good.
Well, there you
Good
go.
luck to her.
And now Steven Tyler has some interesting information coming out. So he's having a bit of
There
a
he is
solo
there.
break. Mum, frontman of Aerosmith, dad to
He has
Liv
aged
Tyler.
gracefully, hasn't he?
Very much, and he's got a new album, We All Somebody From Somewhere.
Wow, can't
It's
remember
a
that one.
country music album.
Country music.
Country music. So he has moved a little bit from the rock and roll that we know Aerosmith for, and has actually now gone on this country music tip.
Country music, eh?
He's released 2 singles from it, and what's also going to find, and I'm a little bit iffy on this one, he's doing a countryized version and a darker version of Janie's Got a Gun.
The one that went, Janie's got a gun.
Yes.
Oh,
from
he's ruining that song.
1989. So, yeah.
What did that song ever do to him?
Well, this is the thing. The only thing I can understand from it is country music. They have ballads. They've got those stories. Janie's Got a Gun has quite the story to it.
Is it an abbreviation, the
just
word
don't
country?
know.
Can we is there any word at all? Yeah, there is none, is there, really?
No.
You can't say, like, pop music is popular. What's country music?
Country music.
Okay.
You know, Nashville and...
I see you're trying to be professional there. I love it.
Yes.
Moving on from that, do you reckon he's going to do well with the country stuff?
Well, I think it'll be interesting. I think people will listen and give it a go. To back up the album, he's doing a tour around America.
He'll probably
as
sell
well,
heaps because
so-
of the curious people going, I want to hear what it sounds like.
What it's about,
Let's just hope he
yeah.
never does ABBA.
Well, I mean, look at what Portishead did with SOS. So, you know, as long as that doesn't happen to Janie's Got a Gun, that's actually a personal favourite of mine.
Yep. I do like it too.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah. And if
see
anyone
what
knows what the
happens.
abbreviation for country music is, just write it to us.
Yeah, maybe write it rather than
Send it to Demelza.
Yes. Yeah. Guns N' Roses. Now,
I like
Axl
Guns N'
Rose
Roses.
is back. They did a massive set at Coachella.
Wow, they still look young.
He's Axl Rose is fronting for AC/DC. Now, you know, they've had a massive issues for years. They were separated. Slash was doing his own thing with
I
Duff.
think they weren't
and-
getting along too well.
No,
were
they weren't. And then Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit actually helped put it all back together. Now, Axl Rose has turned around and said that they're looking at doing new music. So they are working on new material, which would be great for Guns N' Roses fans.
Whatever happened to Limp Bizkit, now that you mentioned that? Maybe that's something...
They're still around.
Because have they released anything over the last 10 years? 'Cause I
yeah.
haven't seen them anymore.
Within the genre, not really too massive. Not like the days of Rolling,
No,
where
it's a
they
shame,
were
isn't it?
breaking
'Cause I
the
like
ARIA
them
charts.
too.
Yeah, and so with Guns N' Roses, you know, you've also got Axl Rose fronting AC/DC at the moment. He said that he's working with them on new material, but at the same time, he's talking about creating an autobiography, and this is where he's a little bit concerned. People want to see an autobiography from Axl Rose, but unfortunately what's happening is now that he's made peace with everyone, he's a little bit worried
He doesn't want
about
people to know what caused the non-peace.
well, all the politics behind it. And given that, Slash has had an autobiography and said some not very nice things about him, he doesn't want to add fuel to that fire and kind
It's
of
probably
create a
wise
rift
as well.
now.
And
well, they're doing
autobiographies,
well.
I always think, are a nice thing to bring out after someone's gone. I always think, I don't like reading about people while they're still alive. I think it's sort of...
There's some interesting ones out there.
The
but
political
yeah.
ones that have been interesting, but I don't know about music people. Like, I'd love to see maybe one on Molly Meldrum or like we were talking.
He's got one.
Has he done one? What's it called?
Yeah, it came out a couple
Molly,
of Christmases
I suppose.
ago. Yeah.
But see, was it written by him? Because I don't think it was.
Maybe he had a ghost.
Yeah, no, I think I saw it in the documentary. Somebody wrote it, but he didn't actually do it himself. I'd like to see something that's self-written
From
about
their
themselves.
perspective.
Because
and
he
how
actually
they went
questioned
through
a
it.
lot of the stuff that was in it, saying it wasn't accurate. I think the one that we're talking about.
Yeah.
But no, interesting autobiography.
Yes. So
ABBA is-
now your ABBA news that you're very
Oh,
excited
only
about.
if you've got time. I don't want you to-
Very excited about. Now, it is their 50th reunion of forming this year, and they had a bit of a gala festival a couple of weeks ago, and because of that, the two girls actually got up on stage and started singing
What did
Me
they
and
sing?
I. Me and I.
What's that?
Apparently some song that they were singing.
Never heard of
That's
it.
what I thought.
Might as well. If you come back after 50 years, you might as well come back with a song nobody knows.
Well, this is it, and it's the first time they've been on stage since 1986. And because the girls were singing, the boys decided to impromptu
How
and
good
join
was
them
that?
as
And was
well,
it good? Do we know any feedback? Because I haven't seen any footage of it.
No, it's all very like
Hush.
it's just happened. ABBA's reformed. They've gotten back together. So whether that's potentially something coming.
Do you know
from
what? If it cost $1,000 to go and see them, I would find the money and I'd go and do it because I reckon that would be the concert of your life.
Well, it will more
If you
than
like
likely
ABBA.
be one of the last occasions of
So if
actually
you can
seeing
lend me
them
a
all
couple of
together.
dollars, Demelza.
I'll dip
Would
into
you
the
go?
fun.
Would you go and see someone like ABBA if they came to Australia again?
Probably not so much ABBA, but
well.
I mean, I did fork out a fair bit to be front row for Janet Jackson. So,
Look, it's not everyone's cup of tea,
yeah.
but that'll be our last music segment on the couch. Thank you very much. Of course, Demelza needs to leave us. But you're giving us the wind-up. Anything else quickly you want to talk about?
Yes,
The gigs?
let's quickly have a look at the ARIA top 3.
They are, of course. We haven't actually got the clips due to copyright, but we've got them here. Let's read them. Number 3, we've got Pink.
Pink, Like Fire, Just Like Fire, which came off the Alice in Wonderland soundtrack.
Number 2.
And number 2, Drake featuring Wizkid and Kyla with One Dance is
And number
down
1.
one spot. And number 1, Calvin Harris and Rihanna, This Is What You Came For.
And is that all of your segment today?
That is Talking Music.
Look forward to having you back in a couple of weeks' time.
Yes.
Demelza Leonard, always talking music, fantastic. And thank you very much to Brendan Murdson as well, talking TV. I think that's it. We need to take a quick break. No, actually, we're not going to take a quick break. We need to tell you about something amazing that's coming up. It's actually called Red Nose Day. They're helping SIDS and kids and all that sort of thing. If you haven't caught it, it's coming up very, very soon. In fact, on the 24th of June. Check this promo.
Every year, over 3,100 babies and children die suddenly and unexpectedly.
We are asking you to support Red Nose Day to help provide safe sleeping education and continue to fund vital research.
Friday the 24th of June is Red Nose Day.
Show your support and head into Big W, Target and other leading retailers to pick up your favourite Red Nose Day products like these.
Or make a donation online at rednoseday.com.au.
Red Nose Day, saving little lives.
Welcome back to the couch here on Aurora at Foxtel. The election is coming closer and closer. I think there's only about 3 or 4 weeks left. And 3 weeks, thank you. That was Rachel, our electioneer person here. Rachel Seaward is our special guest, Senator Rachel Seaward. And with her today is our very own Nisha. We're going to talk politics today. Over to you, Nish.
Thanks, Fred. Senator Rachel Seaward, welcome to the couch again.
Oh, my pleasure.
You are a common guest coming on, and that's fantastic.
Oh, I really enjoy coming on. You're talking politics, it's great. Yeah.
Now, we've got you at a really good time as well, with only 3 weeks to go. How are you feeling?
Oh, we'll be glad when we get there. You know, it's been 8-week campaign, is a very long campaign. It's one of the longest apparently in Australian history. And it does start, you know, you can feel 5 weeks have gone, 3 weeks to go, and everyone's counting down. We've got a big whiteboard in our office where we're writing up each day, you know, crossing off the day and then writing how many days there are left to go.
Rachel, can I ask just a quick question? I never ask quick questions, everyone knows. Rachel, you know the changes that have been made by the government in regards to elections, where the minor parties... Can you just quickly tell us how that's going to affect us?
So the Senate reform you're talking to, so instead of putting, very quickly, one above the line, which then if you did that, that meant all the preferences went the way the parties had organised for them to go. You didn't get to control them. But now you put 1 to 6 in the top boxes, because then you direct where your preferences go. So say you vote 1 Green.
So I can go Green, Labor 2,
yes,
Liberal 3.
Exactly. Or you can fill in 1 to 12 below, or like you used to do 1 to however many candidates there are.
Someone that doesn't understand it all, go for the top would be a lot easier, wouldn't it?
Yes, very definitely. And then how to votes, when you go to, on polling day, you go to your polling booth, there will be how to votes from all the parties that show what they recommend for preferences. But you can just ignore them and just put your own.
So if I want to vote for you in the Senate, you're a senator for Perth, I'd go to the election day, the top half of the sheet, I'd put 1 for Green.
Yeah, and then you number
at
least
the
5
other
other boxes.
At least.
Yes, you have to. Yes.
You've got to make sure, folks, you do number all the top, at least 5. Because if you only
1
put
to 6.
1...
So one for Greens and then 5 other boxes, so you go 1 to 6.
And if you only put 1 and nothing else, it's a donkey vote.
No, it's can be a valid vote, but you can't advocate for that. And it also means that your vote, if the person you vote for, number 1, means that your votes doesn't, if they don't get in, means that your vote doesn't go to help get somebody else elected, your next favourite person. So in other words, your vote, to a certain extent, you could say, if it doesn't stay with that person, you've then haven't helped to go, for example. So, yes.
So that's the way to vote. 1 Green, remember that? Well, I'm telling you to vote 1 Green. Nisha, sorry about that. Back to you.
No, it's fine. I think that's really critical. I guess we need to know how to vote, because there are some big issues coming to this election, aren't there?
Exactly. Yeah, and you know, people talk about a wasted vote. If everyone said that, well, it means that we're not determining. I don't think you're participating in the democratic process. But if everybody then voted for, Greens or another party, if you don't like the old parties, well, then we make change. And so a vote is democracy is so essential, and voting, of course, is part of that, which is why I so strongly believe in compulsory voting, so that everyone at least once every 3 years pays attention to our democratic process and the way we are governed and who should make those decisions.
Absolutely. Now, this election, there are a few key issues. What do you think are the key ones that the Greens will be focusing on?
Well, we've got 4 what we're calling flagship campaigns. Climate change. If we don't address dangerous climate change, we're going to end up in very serious global trouble.
Rachel,
a new
I
economy.
know you're going to talk about, sorry, interrupt, climate change. I know people get scared when we talk with the word climate change. Can you tell us just briefly, quickly, if we go for the Greens, are we going to get another carbon tax? Because people hated the carbon tax.
So what we're doing, and that leads directly onto our second flagship, which is the new economy. Okay. So what we're about is building a new economy based on the transition from old fossil fuel-based economy to a new economy. And we've done a lot of work on this, and now we've got and you can go online and see this, but we've got carefully costed plan about how we can move to 100% renewables in WA by 2029, and it turns out cheaper over the long term than business as usual. So those are the sorts of things that we need to be doing.
So we're not looking at carbon tax like Julia Gillard
had,
emission
we're looking at,
program?
we need to be putting a price on carbon, but then
so an ETS.
However that translates to, but we need to be putting a price on carbon, but we need to go beyond that and start investing in this brand new technology that's coming onto the market. And as I said, we've now done the sums, and we can get to 100% renewable economy, which, by the way, generates just in this state 12 to 14,000 jobs a year. So that's where the new economy is. That's where we should be heading.
And I also think the public out there have this idea that we've got rid of the carbon tax, but folks, you are still paying for a program that the Liberals have got, which is costing incredibly high amount of money because they're paying the polluters to stop polluting, and they're not stopping.
Exactly, and it's not working. That's the key thing. It's not working. And so if we are going to transition. We need to be making the investments and the policies that actually genuinely
Yeah,
take
look,
us
I
to a
think
new
we need to
economy.
educate the public before we rush into it, make sure they're aware of the facts, take our time and do it properly, because this is something that's so important to the world, and it's not something that you can just implement today and remove tomorrow. It's something we need to live with.
Yeah,
So
and
I
not
do like
chopping
your
and
approach.
changing. So
Sorry,
the
what were
other
others?
two quick things are asylum seekers and safe pathways for asylum seekers. So we're a compassionate country and helping people that are fleeing persecution. And the other one, which they're all close to my heart, but that one particularly because I've got a lot of portfolios in that space, and that is addressing inequality. Because in this country, inequality is growing.
When we talk about asylum seekers, what would the Greens do with those people on, is it Manus Island, that they need to be obviously no longer, the High Court said they can't have them there?
Nauru and Manus Island.
What would you do
and
with
we
those?
we need to be bringing them back to the mainland and treating them humanely. I mean, you're locking up women and children who are innocent, who all have done is flee persecution. The same way, I tell you what, if I was in those circumstances, I would do anything to get my family out of those circumstances, which is they've fled to
Why do
protect
you
their
think,
families.
Rachel, whenever we talk about these people coming to Australia, you get a lot of Australians against it. You get the people that come out and say, no, send them back. No, send them somewhere else. Why is it that we've got this in the community?
Well,
is
I
it the
think
mean-spirited
people feel
approach by
there's
government?
a bit of, I think there's a mean-spirited approach, and that really, if you go back and think back to 2001, Mr. Howard started that. John Howard started that when he talked about the Tampa. He knew he was in electoral children overboard. He knew he was in electoral trouble, and so he came up with a threat, and that was those people coming on the Tampa. It's not illegal to seek asylum. We can be a humane and compassionate country if we've got a well-rounded, thought-out strategy about how to provide that safe pathways. If we start investing in and increase our humanitarian intake, but if we invest in the centres where they're going into Indonesia and start properly investing in processing there, which we're not doing at the moment, people won't be compelled to get into the leaky boats. They will actually know there is a proper pathway, because at the moment there isn't. Then we can make sure we do all the assessments and do this in an orderly way.
I've actually said this many times, Nisha, as well, with your work with the United Nations. You know how important these people are. You need to have processing centres in those countries, and we need to have a vision. There needs to be a visionary process. None of this. It's all to do with we don't want people coming here. We don't want people. It's not that we don't want people coming here. We need to be. I think they need to deal with these people. It's a world issue.
Yes.
I would love to see the United Nations maybe take over the administration for all these people, and then they send them to the countries.
If people want to see the appalling way that we are treating asylum seekers, go and look at Chasing Asylum. The film's on in Perth at the moment. It's being shown around the country. But take a tissue with you, because it is just appalling. The way we are treating people in so-called humanitarian Australia, the way, and so-called compassionate, the way we're treating people on Manus and Nauru is outrageous.
Look, I've been a critic of this government. I used to be a Conservative, and I still am at heart, but I do think the mean-spirited approach to welfare, to Medicare cuts, to the doctors, to legislation as border security, everything we seem to be doing, in my opinion, and I think a lot of Australians tend to agree with this, we've got a mean-spirited approach from this government. That's what's the perceived. And I'd love to try and restore it. Nisha, I know we've only got a couple of minutes to go, but can we ask the question, who would the Greens prefer to work with? Obviously, you're not going to become government at this election. We'd love to see the Greens. If you can all vote Green at every single state seat in the lower house, we'd have a Prime Minister that was a Green. But the fact that may not happen, there's been a lot of talk about if there was a hung parliament. Labor have said they won't do deals with you. The government said they won't do deals with you. Who would you prefer to work with, and what would you like Australians to do in that case?
As Richard's clearly pointed out, there's no conceivable way that we could work with the coalition, given their awful policies on asylum seekers, given their approach to climate change, the fact that their policies will increase inequality. There's no way that we could see eye to eye on. But I know you pointed out that Labor said they won't do deals, or they won't talk to us.
I think Labor may do it.
But as Richard said, when they're looking at whether they could attain government or not, I think their tune will change.
Look,
and I think it's silly of them to do that when, quite plainly, if you look at the record of the Gillard government, I know you and I don't always see eye to eye on that, but they got 600 bills through that
Look,
parliament.
I actually agree with you. I think Julia Gillard was a successful Prime Minister and first woman Prime Minister that did an amazing job with the parliament she had to work with and the troubles that she had. I just think that we've lost that. Now, this government we've got now, for all the criticisms of the Gillard government, they are worse.
Oh, yeah.
A lot
And
worse. The
they
debt's
ain't-
blown out by 3 times the amount. They're hypocrites. The things that they said they would cut, they seem to... I actually agree with Richard Di Natale's, where they asked him, who do you think would form a coalition? He said it's more likely to be the Liberal and Labor Party
Yeah,
going
exactly. The
into coalition.
duopoly in politics, as he said, the Coles and Woolies, and today, you know, the Libs have come out and said, oh, put the Greens last and they'd rather deal with Labor.
They're
That says
obviously
it all.
fine.
They
Look,
want to keep their... They want to keep the duopoly going and they don't like being threatened by
And
other
they do it with
parties.
fear and they actually do scare the public. But I think the public's quite smart on this occasion. If they throw out this government, it would be probably a good thing. I think it's nice to restore the balance. My personal opinion is it would be nice to see fairness back in our society, in all counts. The Greens doing a wonderful job. Nisha, do you want to have the last question? We'll give her another minute.
That's okay. All interesting stuff. I think probably just the last point in terms of inequality you mentioned. I think you've put a lot of work into that space. So just can you let us know what you've put in?
We released our package last Friday, and one of the hearts of that is increasing New Start. We know if you're living on New Start, you're living below the poverty line. Needs to be increased. We've been campaigning for years. Needs to go up by at least $55 a week.
Correct.
So there's a range of other issues that we need to deal with to address inequality, like access to social services, so everyone can get access to social services when and where they need them. So sort of like, you know, we believe in this country in universal health services and universal education, although governments of various persuasions have tried to undercut that. We need to be doing the same thing with social services.
Absolutely, and community mental health would be remiss of me not to mention that as a psychologist,
exactly.
but I think that's one area too.
Yeah, I
And
completely
Medicare.
agree, and we've got
Medicare,
we've got a really well thought out policy that Janet Rice has been working on about supporting mental health and community mental health and Medicare. Obviously, Medicare, universal health services are so essential to a fairer community.
There needs to be health, education, safety, border security and welfare. Welfare, we need to stop treating people on welfare as if they don't deserve to be looked after, and we start to look after people in this community.
Exactly.
There's a lot of people, it's not their own doing that they can't look after themselves. And I think I'd rather live in a country that comes across fair to its people and not constantly nasty and trying to take things away from people. And seeing everybody as a con artist or a cheat or a lie or non-deserving. The Greens will restore that balance. No matter what happens, I know you're going to be in the Senate. If people want more information about the Greens, what's your website?
Go to the website, which is greens.org.au.
You know it well. Congratulations. I hope to see you back. And I know you will be. I'm sure your people are telling you you're going to be there next year.
I hope so.
Or next election, after the election, July 2. Thank you, Tanisha. Join me here for the cooking segment later. I promise I'll let you eat some food.
Thank you. Food's very important.
I tell you what, with the elections coming on, you've got Labor saying same old Liberal, Labor saying same old Labor. You need someone new, the Greens. You've got them there. Give them a try. We can only make them bigger and bigger. And if we don't do it, we can't whinge about it. We need to take a break because we've got cooking coming up right after this break. A very shortened cooking segment, but that's life. See you then. I love being in our fresh and local kitchen here on the set of The Couch on Aurora Foxtel. I was going to say Oxford, but it's not in Oxford. We're in Leederville in WA. Thank you, Nisha, for staying with us. I promise not to interfere too much in this one. Thank you, Amanda. Amanda, welcome back from your tour around Western Australia.
Yes.
What are we making today?
We're doing a fish curry.
Fish
And
curry.
I'm using my sauce, the African curry.
Beautiful.
So
And you
nice
know
and
what?
easy.
Nisha's been doing lots of cooking and she's been sending it to me and I've been going,
It's
wow,
about
that
bloody
looks good.
time.
So I thought I'm going to let her run this segment today because then I can come in and try it. So
Well
over
done.
to you, Nisha.
Well done.
Thanks, Fred. What type of fish are we using too?
We're using trevella.
Trevella.
And traditionally in African food or any other country food, we use the fish on a bone. So we just have the sauce
Lovely.
out
And
of the...
let's name the sauce again just so everybody can have
go
a
for it.
look. So African curry,
Yeah.
gluten-free as well,
Yeah.
which is really important for a lot of people.
And it's also vegan. And if you are vegan, instead of using the fish, just put some potato or pumpkin. So it's that
Wonderful. That's
easy.
just
You warm
extra.
up the sauce, you put the fish. So I have two types. The one without the bone, just in case we have a few wusses
But that's
who wants to
trevally as
try.
well?
Yes.
Yeah.
and the one with the bone. So this will give more flavor to the sauce. So you put it in, so you cover it, and you let it cook, and you serve. Literally, this will take, if you are lazy, buy the one without the bone. That cooks within 3 to 4 minutes. Serve with beautiful coconut rice or garlic rice.
And what's the difference between, I guess, besides obviously the bone, but is it easier to eat? Is that why you're saying, you know,
It's
people who are
easier
lazy might not?
It's easier to eat. That's all it is. But literally, the bone will just give extra flavor to the sauce.
Okay. And where do you buy that type of fish? 'Cause it's quite.
You can buy anywhere, but I buy from my fishmonger in Fremantle.
Fremantle.
So he's pretty good. He's local. Him and his wife and the daughter run the shop. And I just go and order, so give me something local, something fresh, and he just gives it to me and I'm done.
Okay. While
That's
we're
it.
cooking, let's talk through where we can get your products as well.
Yes, Fresh Provisions in Mount Lawley and Bigton.
So it's Indian
IGA
curry.
in South Fremantle. Angry Almonds in Edland. But it's just beautiful, nice and easy. So I'm gonna put a lid. Therefore, it will cook even faster.
Lovely, beautiful.
And we can have a quick taste. So just a quick wiggle.
What's this
3
called?
minutes, guys.
That's all right. This is speed cooking. That's fine.
We have beautiful coriander as well, just to finish. That's
Lovely.
it. And if he's not spicy enough, which will be, Fred is a bit of a wuss. This will be too hot for him. We've got some of the Bojalokia chili.
Oh,
beautiful.
lovely. So this is available on your website as well?
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Wonderful. And what's your Facebook as well? You got a Facebook page too?
Yeah, Amanda's Cuisine on Facebook,
Lovely.
and that's it.
Yummy.
That smells
Divine.
amazing. That smells incredible.
So you can see when the fishes start getting this color, it's cooking. It's almost there. So
So it's literally only, what,
That's it.
3 minutes, 4 minutes?
warming up and you're done.
And what about the rice? So today we've got the
I
rice,
made a
which is
beautiful
ready.
garlic rice, which is, this is what I prepared earlier.
Do you use a rice
Very
cooker or-
delicious. No.
No.
Rice cooker is not for me.
Oh, what's the difference between rice from a rice cooker and rice?
That is nice.
I just can't control it. This is beautiful, nice and loose. Look.
It's good to be loose.
Fresh
You don't want
bay
it too tight.
out of the
rice, 'cause
gut.
I find
No.
the rice being, what do you call it, gluggy.
Yes, and I do not wash my rice. So it's rice, garlic, bay leaf, a touch of oil and salt, and this is beautiful.
What type of rice? Is it basmati? Or
Now
jasmine
it's
rice?
long grain jasmine
Long grain
rice.
jasmine,
Yeah,
okay.
beautiful. It's really good.
Yeah.
You can eat that just
With
on
nothing.
just
Bay
as it
leaf,
is.
I see in that
Bay
too.
leaf, yes,
Okay, what
out
does
of my
add-
tree.
add a little bit of
Great
flavour?
flavor.
Okay.
It's all about bringing flavors. That's it.
Okay, lovely. Oh, that smells
They
amazing.
want us to serve it up.
That's
Lovely.
it.
Okay, yeah.
Can we put a little bit in
We
it?
can serve it, but you
Okay,
just.
let's go.
Will it be cooked? I think it should be cooked enough.
Well,
Fish, you don't have to cook fish too long, do we?
No.
Well, but it needs to be cooked.
You won't get sick.
Just in case.
You want me to try it first?
You won't get sick. And if you do, someone
No, it
here
smells
might save
amazing.
you.
Smells amazing.
Amanda, why are you cooking 1,000 horns, custard horns?
Because I've got a request for Alice Springs to bring some of my beautiful desserts, so I'm cooking the horns to go to Alice Springs.
What are you doing in Alice Springs?
Beautiful. I'm doing all the festivals around North Territory and the Pilbara. So starting on the 30th of this month.
Okay,
Yeah.
Look at that.
Nice.
So
Look at that.
what
Who's
festivals
looking
are-
at my dish here? Nobody?
it's just the ones a year, the festivals in town. So all the
wow.
North Territory. So they have.
Lots of other
That's it. It might be a bit hot for you. So
That is beautiful.
beautiful. Good. Perfect.
That
it's
is
all
actually-
done.
So where can we find out about where you are? Up north?
Just give us a call. The phone numbers are on the jars. Otherwise, go
wonderful.
Amanda
You are a
Cuisine
hot
on
woman.
Facebook. I know. I've been told that before.
That is very hot. On that note, we need to go. Thank you to Amanda. Thank you to
Beautiful.
Nisha. Thanks for
Pleasure.
spending some time with us today. Looking forward to next cooking in a couple of weeks. What are we making?
That's it. We're doing chicken.
We're doing something with
coconut.
chicken. Coconut chicken.
I like it already.
So
We
it's
need to
going to
go.
be beautiful.
Don't forget,
Yeah.
spin it to win it. You can send the code. We'll look it up on our Facebook page. We'll see you next week. We'll leave you with Isabella Green while I indulge in this. See you next week, Australia.
Beautiful.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Thanks, Nisha.
Thank you.
You and me, we made a vow, for better or for worse. I can't believe you let me down, but the proof's in the way it hurts. For months on end, I've had my doubts. Denied crying